This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com. Be sure to visit SoccerPro.com for all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for $10 off a $75 purchase, plus free shipping within the US. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, and today I want to launch a new series on the channel called Question of the Week. I get a lot of questions on this particular channel, especially from the YouTube, from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, and through Facebook. I get so many questions every day, hundreds and hundreds, and I can't possibly answer them all. And I see a lot of questions that reoccur over and over again, and I try to answer them as many times as I can. But obviously when I answer one person, not all of you guys get the answer. So I wanted to make this series called Question of the Week. And the way that this would work is that obviously I'd pick out the first question today, and you guys are going to be able to leave a soccer shoe related question down below in the comments. And whatever question I see kind of repeating itself the most, or that I think is a really good question that deserves to be answered, I will answer that question in next week's Question of the Week video. So I think it's a pretty good idea. It's going to allow you guys to interact with me, ask the questions that you really want answered, and I'm going to be able to answer those questions kind of more thoroughly than I would be able to if I was just typing out an answer for everybody. So like I said, let me know if you like this particular idea. Just make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you are a fan of this and you want to keep seeing this series. It really lets me know that you guys are liking this and you want to see more. So like I said, just leave a like on the video. It really does help me out. And of course, leave your question down below and perhaps it will get answered on next week's video. Alright guys, one of the most commonly asked questions that I get on my YouTube channel and on Facebook is talking about durability in soccer shoes. And when you talk about durability, there's a lot of things you can talk about, but today I wanted to pinpoint kind of the relationship between lightweight soccer shoes and durability, because people are spending a lot of money on these super lightweight shoes and depending on them to last them an entire season. And a lot of these lightweight shoes, they're made to be super lightweight. They're really stripped down to nothing, and they take a lot of abuse, and they probably don't handle abuse as well as a shoe that weighs an ounce or two more than these ultra lightweight 6-ounce soccer shoes. Obviously I have in front of me probably three of the most popular lightweight shoes on the market, being the Nike Mercurial Vapor 8, the Puma Evo Speed 1K, and of course the Adidas F50 Adizero miCoach in leather. And in order to make a shoe this lightweight, there's a lot of things that need to be stripped. A lot of it being structural integrity. You're going to notice that a lot of these lightweight shoes are definitely not as stiff. They generally tend to not have very much break-in time simply because they're so thin and flexible from right out of the box. And that's exactly why they don't require any break-in time, because they are so thin, they are so light, there's really no rigidity to the shoe. And that's generally what the break-in period is the shoe feels stiff from right out of the box. And you don't generally get that when you have these shoes that weigh less than 7 ounces. The second thing that you're going to notice is that they tend to be severely thinned out, whether it be the upper material, which is generally a good thing because that offers a good feel, but generally you're going to have a much thinner heel, much thinner padding around the heel, much thinner insoles, much thinner sole plates, and all that means that it's going to break down a lot quicker, and it's definitely not going to be as durable. You have to take out part of the shoe to make it so light, and when you take out part of the shoe, obviously you're giving up some of the durability. So for those of you that are buying these shoes to kind of depend on them to last you an entire season, it's very, very difficult. Some people do and are able to get away with it, but obviously everybody is different, causes different stress levels on their shoes. So while some guy may be able to get a couple of seasons out of a pair of Vapors, for example, another guy might be able to get 3 months out of his Vapors simply because he's a lot harder on his shoes. Another thing that causes a lot of durability issues for these shoes is not wearing them on the proper surface. I know you guys have probably heard me talk about this. Actually, I'll leave an annotation in the top left corner talking to another video where I kind of talk about the importance of wearing the proper shoe for the proper surface. And what I'm talking about here is when you buy a firm ground soccer shoe, which is kind of the norm, that's what most people are buying for their main shoe. When you buy that firm ground soccer shoe, it's designed to be used on natural grass, meaning that there's some padding to the grass. Like I said, it's a natural surface, nothing artificial, but a lot of people are buying these firm ground shoes to wear on artificial grass. So you have these studs on the bottom. If you've ever seen an artificial grass surface or an artificial grass shoe, you're not getting these long firm ground studs, and generally there's more reinforcement around the toe and the bond between the sole plate and the upper. But when you wear these firm ground shoes on artificial grass, especially the super lightweight ones, you're going to run into a couple of issues for a couple of reasons. Depending on the turf surface, there's obviously the cheaper carpeted turf, but we're getting the nicer turf with the little rubber pellets. There's some depth to it, but underneath that depth is pretty much a thin layer of foam and then cement. So there's not much for these studs to dig into, and with all that extra rubber, there's a lot of extra abrasion. So all of these kind of joints around the shoes are going to wear a lot quicker, and you're going to end up with a separation from the sole, sorry guys. And that's where you run into a lot of issues. The second issue is going to be stud pressure. Because these sole plates are so thin, they break down a lot quicker, and if you're going to be playing on a surface where the studs are not going to be able to dig in as deep as they would normally be able to on, say, a firm ground surface like they're designed to be used, you're going to run into some stud pressure issues. It's going to cause discomfort, which again kind of means that you're going to have to replace your shoes earlier than you might want to. Obviously, soft ground shoe like I have right here is definitely something you're not going to want to wear on an artificial surface. Like I said, if you buy a soft ground shoe, use it on soft ground. That's where you're going to get the best results as far as durability is concerned. If you buy a firm ground shoe, use it on firm ground. If you're going to be playing on artificial grass, buy a shoe to wear for artificial grass. Another thing that a lot of people don't kind of take into consideration is that they're spending all of this money on one pair of shoes. And while I realize that's probably all the money that they have to spend on a pair, if you're depending on this ultra lightweight shoe to last you an entire season and you're wearing it every single day, day in, day out, you're definitely going to run into durability issues. Like I said, the lighter the shoe, the less durable, the less solid, the thinner it is, and it's just going to wear a lot quicker than a shoe that weighs an ounce or two more. A shoe that weighs 6 ounces is definitely not going to last as long as a shoe that weighs 9 ounces. So even if you're going to buy a cheap pair just for practices or something, you're going to get a much longer life out of your shoes, even if you have an old pair that you can keep and just wear once in a while, just to give your main shoes a little bit of a break. You're going to notice that a significant difference in terms of the life of the shoes, rather than wearing them over and over again every single time. The last thing that I want to kind of talk about is kind of something that I've noticed as far as durability is concerned with soccer shoes, and that is the 8-ounce mark. For me, when you get a shoe that weighs less than 8 ounces, that's generally when you're going to see some kind of issues with durability, or the shoe's definitely not going to last as long as, say, a shoe that weighs above 8 ounces. I'm not entirely sure what the reasons for that are, but it seems to be that 8-ounce mark where shoes really seem to get thinned out and durability tends to go down. Another thing that you guys asked me is that you guys have read my review and you bought these shoes kind of as per my review, as per my recommendation, and we're disappointed with the durability. I give it a better durability score than you perhaps would give. And the problem with that is that you guys have to realize that I'm putting about 15 hours into each pair of these shoes, but that's about it. I'm not really wearing them too far after that, simply because I have so much more product going in. I'm always wearing different shoes. I'm always rotating shoes. So like I said, if you're always rotating shoes, you're going to have less issues with the main pair of shoes that you want to keep kind of in the best condition possible. So if you keep rotating a pair of shoes, it's really difficult for me to judge if a shoe is going to be durable or not, unless I see something really jump out at me in the first 15 hours, which is fairly rare, to be honest. There's not much that I can truly mention in the review. Just know that when you're buying a lightweight shoe, it generally means that the shoe is going to be less durable than a shoe that weighs 10 ounces or so. So just keep that in mind next time you are buying a pair of soccer shoes. And if you do really want these lightweight shoes, just buy a cheap backup pair just to have, kind of to use at practice, or even when you're just goofing around, just to give your main pair of shoes a break. But that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, if you guys want to see next week's question of the week video, make sure you guys leave the video a like, and of course leave a comment question down below, and perhaps that question will get answered in next week's video. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the Facebook page down below, there will be a link in the description, and basically there you guys can ask me any other questions if you really need a quick answer. That'll all happen on my Facebook fan page, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't done so already. If you're interested in any of the reviews on any of the shoes that you do see in my particular videos, go ahead and check out the website, guys, soccerreviewsforyou.com. There will be a link in the description of that as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.